everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video which is a little bit negative, which is very unusual for me. It's a video on perfumes that I don't recommend you buy. I never really do negative videos like this, but with Christmas coming up now, I'm conscious that people will be doing a lot of, blind buying on the internet, looking for gifts, etc. And there's all these adverts, and I just want to give you my point of view around ones that I don't think are worth spending your hard-earned money on. If you're new here, then hello and welcome. We are all about perfumes. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos that are very positive, going through whole perfume ranges, reviewing new releases, as well as my blog, SokiLondon.com. So do check them out. And if you're a regular viewer, do make sure that you are subscribed, and you can give the video a thumbs up if you like it. That really helps me and supports me. And down below in the description box, you can find the link to my perfume Empress that came out in November, my website, where to sign up to my newsletter, etc. Cool, so I'm going to start with the house of Dior, and this is, I guess, a sad one for me because Dior is actually one of my personal favourite brands. Not just perfumes, but I love their clothes, I love their style, the packaging. I have recently had some purchases at Dior, and the bags have this gorgeous design all over them. This is the larger bag, like how beautiful is that, and the Dior star. So I love Dior, and they made Miss Dior Cherie, which is my favourite perfume back in the day. It's discontinued now. I think their Dior Poison range are very good. Dior Addict is good. Sauvage on the men's side is good. But they recently have been really releasing perfumes that are very, very light and have very poor lasting power, while at the same time increasing their prices by like 10% at least each year. So Miss Dior Cherie, that then became Miss Dior, was one of my favourite perfumes. In 2021 they changed it. The bottle changed to have like a fabric bow on it, and the scent was totally changed. And this 2021 version is just so light. It's got a bit of Lily of the Valley in. It's quite a generic light white floral. I find it doesn't last at all. I have tried it so many times, sprayed it, and I just can't even smell it after like half an hour. I really think it's not performing like an eau de parfum, and it's over £100 for the 100ml. It's really expensive, and it's a beautiful bottle and packaging, but I just don't think it's a good use of that money. There are so many other perfumes you could get that would be better for lasting, have better projection for half the price. I feel very similar around Dior Joy as well, the original one. Again, huge marketing campaign with Jennifer Lawrence, and then again it just disappears. They did release an intense version, which I do prefer. It has a bit more lasting power, a bit more body. Same with Chanel Gabrielle, but the original Dior Joy is just such a meh, like slightly citrusy floral perfume that disappears. And again, we're talking £100. They also this year had a really bizarre release, which was Miss Dior Rose Essence. So they released Miss Dior Rose and Roses, which is a very pretty rose perfume. It's an eau de toilette, so it's not very strong, but it is a nice rose. So when they released Rose Essence, my assumption was, okay, this is going to be like a stronger rose, because Rose and Roses was eau de toilette. This is going to be better for lasting. That's great. Instead, it's like this oody perfume, like totally unlike anything from Miss Dior. Really different vibe. And then the rose is kind of in there, but this oody note really dominates. It's a bit spicy. I think the packaging and everything is just like Rose and Roses, like really pink, light, pretty, and then you spray it and it's like dark oud. Like, it was such a juxtaposition, and I think it really concerns me that people that like Miss Dior or Rose and Roses or whatever will be like, oh, a new version Rose Essence, I'll buy that, and then they'll no way be expecting it to smell like oud, and I don't think they'll like it. So for me, those ones from Dior, no. I think the best ones from Dior, Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming, has a lot of the essence of original Miss Dior 2017, and it's eau de parfum, so it lasts, Blooming Bouquet is beautiful, but it's not that strong. And the Dior Poison perfumes are amazing. They're very heavy though. You have to want a heavy perfume. So that's Dior. I think my next one that I don't think you should buy is the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia and the Gorgeous Jasmine one as well that came out this year. So if you're regular here, you'll know that Gucci Flora Original Eau de Parfum is one of my favorite perfumes of all time. Beautiful osmanthus, great lasting power. It's been discontinued. I have seen it on the internet still in a few places, so I'll leave that link below if you are a Gucci Flora fan like me. This is what it looks like. I bought one when I found out it was discontinued, so now I have two. This is what it looks like. So this beautiful osmanthus, they have then released these like gorgeous perfumes with Miley Cyrus as the face of the fragrance. And the first one, the pink one, Gorgeous Gardenia, smells exactly like Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy. So if you do like the smell of it, then I recommend you get the Juicy Couture one because it's like half the price. And then the Gorgeous Jasmine one was just a bit boring. It smelled like every other jasmine perfume, but wasn't very good for lasting. And both of them are, again, really expensive. You know, it's just like a sort of plasticky bottle. I don't think they're worth the money at all. I think they're way overpriced considering how they're sort of marketed at quite younger people as well. I just don't think they're good value for money, and you can get very similar ones for less. Next up is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. This original eau de toilette, I see it advertised so much, and it's a cool advert and everything, but the fragrance like does not last. It is the lightest perfume. It has like a lemoniness in it, it's fresh, and then it just disappears. And again, you're paying, you know, 60, 70, 80 pounds for something that literally disappears. If you want a good aquatic fresh perfume, I have an article on my blog on the best ones, but something like Issey Miyake L'Eau de Issey would be much better and is way better for lasting. So I don't bother with the original light blue. The intense version is a bit better for lasting because it's an eau de parfum. And then the light blue forever is an orange blossom, and I love that. I wear that all summer. But the original light blue eau de toilette, don't bother. Next is one from Ariana Grande actually. So she released this fragrance, God is a Woman, about a year or so ago. And personally, I find it very similar to her Cloud perfume, which is a bestseller. So I would just say, like, if you already have Cloud, you don't need to also get God is a Woman. I mean, maybe you're collecting the whole range or whatever. Cloud, I think, is a cooler bottle. It lasts better. They both have this ombre, warm, sweet undertone, but Cloud is just a bit stronger. And Cloud has really lovely gift sets actually at the moment for Christmas. So I just think don't bother with God is a Woman. I think it was an unnecessary release. Another celebrity one is Billie Eilish's Eilish perfume. Now, this is controversial. When I did my review of it, a lot of her, I guess, fans sort of were not happy that I didn't like it. I think, look, if you are a huge Billie Eilish fan, you probably will like it. Personally, I think the bottle is a bit creepy because it's like a headless, naked breasts situation. And to spray it, you have to like hold the breast. And I just find it so weird. It feels very plasticky. Well, it is plastic. And the scent is a vanilla, which is fine, but it has this slightly green, almost mossy, slightly rotten undertone to my nose, which I don't like. I think there are a trillion other like vanilla perfumes out there which, you know, you could get instead. So I'm sorry if you love Billie Eilish, but I don't think it's a great perfume. Next, Paco Rabanne. So Paco Rabanne is an interesting one. I remember when I worked in a perfumery, it was over 10 years ago now. Paco Rabanne was like there, and they had like their 2-on-2 perfumes. They were just a bit like boring. No one really asked about them. And then they seem to have made like a strategic decision to release perfumes with very strong branding, very different bottles, which attract a lot of attention. So they have like their Olympia perfume and the male Invictus one. They have their 1 million one, which is like a gold bar. And then they have this new one, Fame. I think if you're like a young child and stuff, like maybe you'll like this, but I think they take it a bit too far. I think the Olympia Me Invictus ones, okay, fine, you've got the whole sort of Greek Olympian feel. But this Fame one, I don't understand what it is. Like, it's like a female robot with sunglasses. Why? Like, if you're a really big fan of female robots, then this is the perfume for you. But I just would love to have been a fly on the wall in their like marketing department when they pitched this idea, like, we've got the best idea. It's gonna be a robot with sunglasses, and all gold and plastic. And all the executives being like, this is amazing. Like, I find it a bizarre, like an unexplained perfume, because the advert has, I can't remember her name, this very young sort of model actress, sort of being modelly and glamorous. So, and there's no reference to the robot. She just has this robot perfume. Like, yeah, and I know that they have their Phantom one for men, which is also a robot. I just find it super weird. The scent itself is just like a classic jasmine with vanilla. It smells like a lot of new perfumes at the moment, so it's nothing particularly special. And I think it's really expensive as well. It's like 80 quid or something. Like, I just don't get it. Sorry, Paco Rabanne. I'm super curious to see what you're going to come out with next though. And then lastly, I'm afraid it's got to be Chanel No. 5. Every Christmas they bring out their big advertising campaign, and every Christmas it's not the bestseller. Chanel Coco Mademoiselle is, and I feel like they should just accept that Chanel No. 5 has had its day. It's been reformulated, I think, over 20 times, so it doesn't even smell like what Marilyn Monroe and old Hollywood stars wore. It's totally different now. The aldehyde in it is a very dated scent. It's not something you see in any new releases and haven't seen for decades. It used to have this civet note in, which is like taken from a gland of a little rodent animal. Now that's been recreated synthetically. Again, I don't see many people saying they want to smell like an animal gland. Like, I just think it's Chanel No. 5, great, was super famous, everyone loved it, and just accept that it's had its day. It's kind of like the Ronaldo of the fragrance world. I think now Chanel Coco No. 5 is a beautiful fragrance. That's always the Christmas #1, along with Olivier Belle from Lancôme. And I do recommend Chanel Coco Mademoiselle if you've got the budget for it. But I think Chanel No. 5 needs to be just, like, keep selling it for people that like it, but stop spending money on advertising. I don't think it's a good use of their money. I think Chanel Gabrielle Intense is much nicer. So I personally would promote that rather than No. 5. Cool, so those are my 2022-2023 perfumes that I don't recommend you buy, especially not blind buying. Of course, there'll be plenty of you that disagree, and that's totally fine, because imagine how boring the world would be if everyone had the exact same opinion. So let me know though what else you would add to this list. What other perfumes would you say are not to be bought? Let me know down below in the comments. I do read all your comments. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Do give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. That's really helpful. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.